Everyone, Perlox here. Just want to make a quick VR video about a few different topics. Number 1, push to talk. Number 2, don't be a butthole. Number 3, VR experiences are unexpected. First up, I want to talk about push to talk. Push to talk has been something that has been kind of holding me back in VR because I didn't really know if there was a good solution for it. And so me and my friends use Mumble. We used to use Ventrilo. I think we played around a little bit with TeamSpeak and Discord at one point. But now in VR, I've been stumbling around my room trying to find my keyboard with the headset on so I can respond to my friends and say, hey, I'm in VR, can't really respond. Now I discovered something called OpenVR Advanced Settings. It's this little app you can install, adds a new little icon to your screen and a whole bunch of settings that you can dick around with. The one that I jumped to right away was the audio tab and the push to talk option. You can just check a box, turns it on. All it does is mute and unmute your mic, test. And what you'll have to do is set up in Mumble or whatever application you're using. You just need to turn your mic on so it's always on. Either in Mumble it's called either continuous or voice activity, either of them are fine. It's not a perfect solution because the VR controllers only have a certain amount of buttons, but you can change it freely at any time in any game. So when you jump into a new game and it happens to, one of the critical buttons are currently mapped to your voice push to talk button, you can just jump back into the settings, change it to a different button, and you're good to go. Next up, I want to talk about not being a butthole because there's a lot of assholes in VR. People in Pavlov, for instance, there's like a bunch of kids in there just killing their teammates. Like, are you that bad at the game that you have to kill your teammates to feel like you gotta kill? Just so shitty and stupid and dishonorable. You're a little piece of shit. Second up, there are a lot of negative reviews thrown at developers who release free content, which I don't really understand. There's an expression, don't bite the hand that feeds you. I think that's really important here. For instance, the one I saw recently was for some roller coaster VR game. They released one level for free that you could just play and experience, and then they had other levels that you could pay for. This is all so new, and developers are taking risks to make stuff. They're experimenting, people are inventing things. We have to give them some leeway to build this industry, to build these games and these different mechanics and things like that. They can't be throwing away precious hours in development time releasing content completely for free and expecting nothing in return. They have to have a sustainable model. Stop leaving reviews that are so negative. It's one thing to leave a review that's like, hey, your game's buggy, or I didn't like the mechanics, or the story sucked, or something like that. Those are normal game review type things. Default to giving them the benefit of the doubt, default to positivity. We want to promote this shit and get more people on VR and get more developers making content. Lastly, I want to talk about how VR experiences are very unexpected. One thing I went into VR with was this old mental model about games that I liked, games that I didn't like. I've never been a huge fan of racing games or fighting games or like arcade shooter type games. In VR, you got to throw all that away, because what I've discovered is that VR is so different and unique that games that you didn't like before are suddenly very cool. Just the novelty of driving a car, or even like in the lab, Valve's The Lab game, they've got that little arcade thing where you control it with your hand and you're shooting and stuff. Like, just little things like that are so interesting and fun to play, and there are things that I would never have played in just mouse and keyboard on my PC. So keep an open mind, definitely try everything. All the free content out there, try everything, because you will be surprised at how much fun or how intriguing something can be. So anyway, thanks for watching. As always, consider subscribing. That's it. See ya.